Hello everyone, in today's video I will be swatching out some Renesans Intense Watercolor paint that I received from Renesans a few weeks ago during the Urban Sketches Symposium in Amsterdam. Renesans is a company based in Poland. They make a huge variety of art supplies in addition to watercolor paint. They have acrylic, oil, brushes, even markers. They have a lot of stuff. You have to check out their website. I'll put the link in the video description below. For watercolor, they have three product lines. The first is the Intense Watercolor, which comes in 15 ml tubes like this. The second product line are the pens, which are called Extra Fine Watercolor. They are available in pens. There are 70 colors for these tubes. 50 of them are single pigment colors. As for the pens, there are 54 colors in the range. And lastly, they have liquid watercolor. So this paint is honey based, which means it's going to draw moisture from the air. It's going to make the paint smoother, easier to re-wet. On the back, we have information on the binder, which is gum arabic. They have info on the transparency, the staining quality, light fast quality, and also of course the pigment that's used to create this paint. And this is the price group. This is not a full review. This is just me swatching out the colors and giving you my first impression. Alright, I see some particles. Let's see if I can dissolve them. So I can dissolve them, but with the particles you do have to dissolve them. If not, they are going to look quite obvious or distracting. This color is transparent yellow. PY150, a variation of azo yellow. So can you see the particles? So I have to go over the pigment particles a few times to dissolve them completely. So now with all those particles dissolved, it looks alright and it looks very transparent. Next we have cadmium red pale. This is a cadmium color, so it's going to be opaque. This looks like a very warm orange to me. The pigment is PO108. I don't see any physical particles, physical pigment particles for this. Next we have permanent carmine. The paint is quite fluid in the tube, but it doesn't flow out automatically. Nice intense cool red here. PR48, according to handprint website, is supposed to be a fugitive color. That means the light fast quality is not that good. This color is going to fade, but for some reason the light fast rating here is rated as excellent on the watercolor tube. So I will need to really test out the light fast quality of this color to make sure. And this is Perlin Violet hue. Violet is definitely not the first color that will come to my mind when I see this color. This is quite intense, very nice. Helio Cerulean. This is PB153. Many other brands call this Phthalo Blue. Green shade. Schminker is another brand that likes to use the Helio naming convention for their blues. And for Phthalo Blue, Renesans is using PB151. This is sort of like the non-granulating version of ultramarine. So this is a warm blue compared to the cool blue. Personally, for me, I would go with Phthalo Blue PB153. For my warm blues, I always use ultramarine. And this is Cobalt Turquoise PG50. This version of PG50 looks very different from Daniel Smith's version, which is Cobalt Teal Blue. So I'm going to show you a side-by-side comparison of this versus Daniel Smith's version later on. This is Helio Turquoise. a mix of PB15-3 and PG7. Looks very much like a phthalo green to me, but a darker version. This paper that I'm using, by the way, this is the Fabriano Artistico paper, 100% cotton, cold press. The next color is golden green, and here I can see some physical particles again. But they can be dissolved very easily. This color is a mixture of 6 pigments. This is the first time I can see a color that is mixed with 6 pigments. PBR6, PY151, PY150, PY3, PG7. So that is a lot of pigments. Probably very difficult to create this color in the factory. We have another green. This is olive green, PG7 and PO62. This is supposed to be a semi-opaque color. It's quite a strong and intense version of olive green. Burnt sienna, PBR7. This version of burnt sienna looks kind of nice. And lastly, we have Potter's Pink, PR223. This version of Potter's Pink looks a bit less intense compared to other versions. I will have to compare with other brands side by side to be more accurate. This is a rather pale color, so if you need the intensity, you have to use a lot of paint. And the texture, it feels a bit gluey, as if a lot of gum arabic is used. The swatches have dried nicely. Colors, they look intense and vibrant. I have also painted additional swatches, so these are the colors at full strength. I will be cutting this out to paste on my window to test for the light fast quality, but right now it looks very intense, very vibrant. So let's compare some of the swatches with Daniel Smith's colors. PY150 is a nice transparent mint yellow. And this is Daniel Smith's version, which is called Nickel Azo Yellow. These two, they look quite comparable. The next color is PO108 Cadmium Red Pale. This is a very warm orange. It's supposed to be opaque, so if you use a lot of paint, it's going to cover the paper and also other colors beneath. Permanent Carmine, PR48. I've not seen PR48 before, so this is new to me, but it looks like some sort of magenta. The light fast quality is questionable, so this definitely requires some testing. Perlin Violet Hue looks like this very neutralized version of violet. And with PR101, which is supposed to be a granulating paint, early on when the paint was wet, I thought I saw some granulation, but now that it's dry, the granulation pattern is not that obvious. And this color, it looks quite dark. Helio Cerulean. This is PB153. So with Daniel Smith's version, this is phthalo blue green shade. They look pretty comparable. I can see slight texture here, so maybe the pigment wasn't grounded as fine compared to this, but I can't really confirm that. And Renesans Phthalo Blue is PB151. I may have made a mistake earlier by referring to Daniel Smith's Phthalo Blue red shade as PB151, but Phthalo Blue red shade from Daniel Smith is actually PB156. I don't have Daniel Smith's 15.1, so let's take a look at the Schminker's version of PB151, which they call Phthalo Blue as well. So the differences very subtle. This is Schminker and this is Renaissance. This looks a bit more blue to me, so this by comparison should be slightly warmer, but the difference is subtle. Renaissance Cobalt Turquoise is quite interesting. This is PG50. This is Schminker's version. You can see the difference. It's very obvious. And this is Daniel Smith's version. Again, looks very different from Renaissance. A side-by-side comparison of the Schminker and Daniel Smith on the right side. This appears to be more green and this is more blue. And the Renaissance version looks like it's a darker, more neutralized shade of blue. This is Helio Turquoise. I don't have any similar color compared to this. Golden Green. Daniel Smith's Green Gold is a mix of 3 pigments, and this Golden Green is a mix of 6 pigments. And this looks a bit more yellow. Olive Green looks like a darker version of Sap Green, and this is Renaissance Burnt Sienna. This is Daniel Smith's Pompeii Red. They look very similar. And this is Daniel Smith's Burnt Sienna. The differences really subtle. And this, I think, has a bit more texture compared to Daniel Smith's version. But the differences really very subtle. I won't be able to tell the differences between these 3 if the colors weren't labeled. And lastly, Potter's Pink. So it may look like Daniel Smith's version is more concentrated, more intense, but you do need to use a lot of pigment to get the intensity. And these 2 colors, they look pretty similar, especially when diluted. They both have a lot of textures. In terms of quality, I would say the colors, they look lovely. These are good quality paint. I'm not sure of the pricing. Anyway, pricing depends on where you buy it from. I'll put some links in the video description below to where you can find them to check the prices. So yeah, if you are using Renaissance paint, let me know in the comments section below what you think about them. I will probably use these colors for some limited color palette videos to test them out further before I can give you a more accurate opinion about the actual quality. But so far, so good. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I hope this video is helpful. See you in the next one. Bye.